The mid-20th century, paradoxically difficult to understand philosopher Simone Weil writes of beauty as an act of attention and not of will. To will is to endeavor to accomplish a beautiful product. Will always fails in relation to beauty because will is impatient and tries to force, where beauty can only be received through a process of desire and consent. In her 1947 essay, Attention and Will, Weil writes, "The capacity to drive a thought away once and for all is the gateway to eternity, the infinite in an instant." If beauty is a transcendent relationship reflecting the Trinitarian nature of existence, attention is on that loving relationship. The more a person can stay attentive to relationship, the more they can consent to the beauty that is given, which one can only then offer to others. Beauty is temporal and enacted. Some arts can hide beauty's temporal nature, but musicians are always conscious of it. Artists become vessels of loving beauty when attention stays with music, painting, sculpting, or poetry received. God's grace is given because God loves us fully. He is always shining that love upon us, and we merely need to become attentive to receive it. For some, beauty is brought into existence through a novel, and others a freestyle rap, and still others woodwork. An artist practices their art, a process which is often tedious and inartistic. Many children give up on piano lessons while learning something as tedious and repeating as C-sharp harmonic minor scales, never gaining the ability to craft an effective melody using that skill. Certainly, teachers might draw in more of the loving, creative God in their pedagogy, and more students might develop skill at their art if they are offered beauty rather than tedious technique alone. Regardless, if humans gain something important from their interactions with the transcendent God of beauty, then developing skill with some art is a step towards knowing God. While reflecting on Weil's writings on attention, I am guiding students through Wendy Carlos's 1970 video describing musical sounds possible through the then new Moog synthesizer. Carlos details various sound waves and demonstrates how the instrument can produce them, variously plugging in wires and turning knobs in this innovative tool. At the end of the short segment, Carlos plays a melody to previously recorded sections of a classical piece. While the tones do not replicate any existing acoustic instrument, they are pleasing to the ear, unlike the pure tones demonstrated previously. This exemplifies a well-trained composer experimenting with a new technology using their sense of taste, not permitting the tool to define what is possible. There must have been many hours spent practicing this instrument prior to the release of her albums. Switched on Bach in 1969, and a soundtrack for A Clockwork Orange in 1971. Carlos had studied both physics and music at Brown University and Columbia University. Anytime a listener hears a musical product, that product is the result of years of dedicated study, development of technique, as well as attention to beauty. While for most artistic-minded musicians, synthesized music overly scientizes music, especially through the use of different terminology such as envelope, filter, hertz, amplitude, oscillator, and LFO, which are replacing better-known words such as timbre, dynamics, and melody. Terminology, however, is not the thing. Beauty itself, but how one talks about it. The beautiful products and processes, the ways in which humans relate to other people, such as those sitting together in a theater being moved by a film's underscore, and tools we use, succeed to the degree that we are attentive to and reflective of the perfect relationship that is beauty.